so when we found that paperwork, we contacted the people we were supposed to contact, and here in Napa, and he had just beaten the case with Stephanie by a few months. I mean, because Stephanie she told me, and we were working on getting this guy busted. We didn't have that information on him, basically, in the paperwork. And I guess the people that were doing the investigating weren't really looking very good, as we talked on your television, on your radio show, that why aren't they doing anything? And they never really did. And he got off with it being too close to catching this guy, Dr. Klein, which is, I mean, that is so. I mean, they won't. I remember your special investigators there from the X Zone, which I am so thankful for, put the word out on trying to locate Stephanie Rader in San Jose, and you had found some investigators that were willing to do that. Mm-hmm. And you guys, you don't know how much of blessing you people are to put the word out and do that kind of stuff. But we didn't get to the way the story ended. Was basically there just wasn't enough time, and he made it back in the guidelines of his probation being over with, so he didn't do anything besides that. You see the dilemma that people are working with these monsters.
Wayne, why is it that there seems to be no screening or any accountability for the type of people that work in hospitals like Napa State? Why do the patients in mental hospitals seem to get subservient professional help?
What I understand, Rob, is most of these doctors that are working in state facilities mm-hmm. and are getting paid so much cheaper money is because they are basically, there's something behind why they want to work there. Now, I'm not saying that every single psychiatrist that's working in a state facility mm-hmm. isn't got good intentions. I would not be out of there if it wasn't for Dr. Haynes and Mike Conrad. But what I'm saying is, since they can be under the radar of other crimes that they've already committed in other states, it makes it a lot easier to work at a state facility where the people you're working with are treated as second-class citizens, and the people that you're working with could be knowing that we're just thankful to get this guy to work here instead of, really doing strong investigation. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. Dr. Klein did have, as you see the paperwork there, he did have charges against him, and they should have looked into finding Stephanie Rader and her Conrep and her people immediately when we brought those things up, and they didn't. So that time limitation ran out, and you tried to help, and we all tried to do everything we could, and he got away with it, I guess, again. But it'll come back to him someday. So anyway, the next thing I wanted to sort of bring up is that the new doctor out there, the new nurse, which I'm talking about today, calls himself Dr. Claudette Falk, which is actually just a nurse, and he's looking at 280 years for, I think, about 30 molestations that date back to 1975 or 72. I really don't have the paperwork in front of me, but he basically has been molesting foster kids in his care, and started off in Rob, in small positions in mental health, small little positions, and worked his way up to from just a person working at mental health to basically a person that was in charge of a little facility, and then moved a little bit more up to a larger facility. And people like Stefan Mayberg, the head medical director of California's mental health department, should have done, and they should do more background investigations. And that I'm really going to slam dunk some things when I get this paperwork started in the near future, because see, Ed Falk basically was the director of this hospital for at least Napa State Hospital for at least 3 years. Mm-hmm. And he had signed numerous extension papers. What an extension paper is, I'll explain to your viewers, is when a person's ready to go home And the courts are saying, well, he can come back to court, or she can come back to court, and we'll hear the case out with the doctors. Okay, the person can get out. But that paperwork has to go through one more person besides the doctor, and that's the medical director, which was Ed Falk. And for the last 3 years, Ed Falk, in learning about his case and his sexual deviancy and the way that he uses power of authority to hold his victims in their grasp by saying, well, if you don't do what I say, then we're going to send you back to a foster care. That was one of the big things that he mentioned time and time again to the victims. If you don't do what I say and perform like a man, not cry, we're going to send you back to the foster home. And that shows the tendency of him basically right there having the mentality of being able to pick and choose what he wants with people weaker than him. And that's what I want the Civil Rights Division and a couple other groups I'm going to be contacting. And any viewer out there that has any legal expertise that would like to get involved, I'd like you to contact Rob, and Rob will give you my information. But what I'm just saying is that we need people to look into those 3 years of worth of extensions that he signed out there, because there's so many people that could have been out. And I know that they were ready, they were prime pickings to be out, like we have known in the past. So many people that were on your show while they were in there got out and were on your show again. And Dwayne says his love to everybody. So he's free man now. And I'm just saying, we want to make sure that people like the civil rights, not only the civil rights people, but UC Davis, that's what I was looking for, was UC Davis, that investigate the charts, that go over the charts before a client is to be released back into the community and have that chance to go to the court, that they himself have a better look with how they know his mentality level and how that monstrous mind of his ticks. So, we're coming close up on to the minutes, and I'll just let it go as for right now, and thank the listeners for listening, and I'll be back with them in a couple seconds.
All right, stand by, Wayne. Wayne Morin Jr. is our special guest. We're talking about crimes against humanity at the Napa State Hospital. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. 1-800-610-7035 is toll-free worldwide. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. At our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. We'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with Wayne Morin Jr. and the news. Don't go away. Are you considering calling a psychic to read your situation? Then consider David Champion, a psychic medium for more than 20 years with thousands of readings under his belt. David Champion will make you feel comfortable. He has proven to be honest and accurate. He's a straight shooter. There's no guesswork. What he sees is what you get. While he is a medium, most of the calls focus on relationships, not only love, but work, school, neighbors, and more. Need help with finding a job and preparing for the interview? Are you dealing with people who are obstacles in your path? For more information, go to davidchampion.com, $1.50 per minute paid by credit card with a minimum of 30 minutes. For your reading with David Champion, call 1-877-702-8598. That's 1-877-702-8598. Now you can dial in to listen to the X Zone Radio Show from anywhere in the world with Rob McConnell 24/7, 365 by dialing 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080. If you have a mobile phone or landline, the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is now at your beck and call at 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080, 24/7, 365. You're listening to the X Zone Radio Show, live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network, X Zone Broadcast Network, UK High Definition Radio, Euro High Definition Radio, and Star Cable. Our toll-free telephone number worldwide is 1-800-610-7035. Our email address, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. Welcome back, everyone. Wayne Morin Jr. is our special guest. We're talking about the crimes against humanity at Napa State Hospital. And, Wayne, during your investigation into the going-ons of medical and so-called professional staff at Napa State, had you been able to contact other patients and clients at other state hospitals to see if they were suffering the same torment that people in Napa State were doing, just to see if Napa State was an isolated case or not?
Very good question, and the answer was yes. Not only more than 700 clients had signed a petition at the 1,800 patient facility here at Napa, thanking me and the X Zone and everybody that has been a media voice outlet for their concerns and their safety, and the family members who have loved ones in these places. Yes, I have. I've talked to numerous other people in other state facilities, Patton State Hospital, Tascadero. I mean, the list of California state facilities is sort of small because there's only 4 state mental hospitals, but out of every single one I've talked to people, and there has really been no difference in change. That's basically why the DOJ started. I mean, it just got so compiled of either drug use with staff and clients, or sexual abuse in the bathrooms, or there's so much drug being flowed in, and alcohol and medications giving out to certain special clients that can get them high so they wouldn't need street drugs. I mean, that was going on so much in the 4 state hospitals, and there were so many deaths and suicides and things going up to the 2003 that the DOJ decided to get involved, and that's when Mary Bohan basically and I started to talk with the Department of Justice, and I sung like the little canary. That's one of my old cues for you guys up there. Remember me now. I used to say I sing like a canary, and I did to the DOJ because my conrep of mental health here in Napa, California allowed me to do that, and it's a blessing to have people that work with clients and people that have been rehabilitated or that went into some place because they had a breakdown, or they stole because they were on drugs and while they were in jail had a hard time, and that basically they trust people and they are there to really help. You don't see that very much anymore, Rob. You don't see people that work with mental health places that are, when you know information about a doctor, or information about somebody that's being physically abused, that do they really do so much. But through the Napa Conrep and mental health here, let me tell you, Rob, they are such a blessing. They have been